Hello everybody. Well, we have no idea where December went, but the camper build has been progressing. There's been a lot of multitask items, parts ordering that had to be done, some detailed design, and it was slow to just wrap up specific items. But in this video, we're actually able to show you the interior walls, the painting, the electrical box setup, which is pretty cool, some lights getting installed, and the camper's air circulation vent design. And the grand finale is the bunk hatch is installed and fully operational. Take a look, let us know if you like it or not. What are you doing, Cooper? You want to come up yet? He's like, no, not coming up. Not coming up. Not unless there's treats. When December started, I was optimistic that we'd be painting in a couple of weeks. Well, that was way too optimistic. There was still more work to accomplish before painting could even begin. There are several walls that needed to be built and installed. After installation, all the seams needed to be sealed, and after that, everything needed some sanding. Now looking at the inside of the camper facing towards the bunk, there is a wall on each side from the bunk floor to the ceiling. On the driver's side, there's one full height wall which will enclose the washroom. Then there are 3 additional full height walls on the passenger side for the wardrobe, pantry, and refrigerator. Here we install the shower pan. In Steve's design, the shower is also our door entrance. We felt this was a way to optimize space and maximize showering room versus having a wet bath or dedicated space. We have a lower and slope draining pan that'll sit under the main ductboard flooring. Steve also has a future door designed that will swing open in the shower to both expose the shower head and towel bar, etc., plus close off the shower from the rest of the camper. That door will be a phase 2 priority, so we won't have it ready for our initial launch. First step before painting included a lot of sanding and smoothing out imperfections and obvious cloth edges. Primer went on all outside and inside surfaces. This morning is painting day. Of course, I don't have my painting clothes on because Steve's going to use the sprayer and actually attach hopefully a texture or try and texturize the outside partly and give it a little more durability. Our goal was to make something very wear resistant because we plan on driving places where branches can leave pinstriping, aka scratch the heck out of the camper. To avoid pinstriping, we need to avoid having a smooth, glossy surface. The optimal surface would be something like a bed liner, which is catalyzed urethane applied with a crude spatter sprayer. Bed liner cost about $140 a gallon, or 3 times as much, just to paint the exterior. To save cost, we decided to use a bonding primer and a high-performance exterior enamel and apply it using a texture gun with a custom tip. That achieved a durable, thick, rough surface that will hide scratches and be easily repairable.
I hooked it up and it was on.
The texturing turned out pretty well and accomplished the goal of obscuring the fiberglass cloth imperfections and creating the durable, thick surface. The multiple colors allowed him to create an overlap splatter for the darker to lighter transitions. Electrical is underway and we've got a list of what we want where, well, sort of. At least there's a plan of end devices to breakers for each power system. Between the bunk and the entry shower wall, there is a power pass-through where the control and power distribution panels will reside. O60 aluminum folded into 4-foot tall, 6-inch wide, and 2-inch deep creates the main panel box. In the back, Steve cut out 1.5-inch holes for wire access. Each section has an individual faceplate, giving him future flexibility to change out parts if needed. So good morning. We got the electrical panel in, and this morning we're going to go ahead and mark in the camper where the other outlets and power needs, switches, dimmers, outlets, USB ports, all that needs to go so that Steve can start some of the wiring into some boxes. All right, let's go see what he's up to. Are you inside?
I am.
All right, Cooper and I are ready to talk plug location. Oh, you're way up there. Here it comes. What are you doing?
I'm hiding from my wife.
Is that smart?
It is very smart. It's always smart.
It is not smart at all.
Yes. We're now at the point where the electrical panel is at least installed, if not connected. Thought I'd give you a brief summary of what we have here. Starting at the top, we just have a blank panel over the top of the DC negative terminal blocks. All of the DC power is going to be connected there, so I don't have to run it all the cables all the way down through the bottom of the cabinet. The next panel down is the temperature control panel. There are room here for 8 different dual channels, so 16 total channels of temperature control. These will be used for bag box heating, the heat exchanger for the water heater, the heat temperatures for the hydronic heating system, and the heaters for the gray tank and fresh tanks. So there's a lot of temperature controls, automation to keep things from freezing or to monitor the temperatures. The next panel down is currently a blank, but it will be a control panel for the diesel heater, the air-fired diesel heater. The water heating system will be a separate panel. Then the next one, this big blank here, is for the remote control for the Samlex inverter. The next one down is for the Electrodacus battery management system, and that constitutes the control section of the panel. And now we have the power management or the power control portion of the panel. Here we have a series of switches for hall lights, outside lights, water pump, strip heater. This is a dimmer control for a indirect lighting system. And so these are all the controls, plus there's room for another bank of switches here, which there's already plans to put some in. From here on down, we have a 12 volt DC monitor. All of the lighting systems and the fan systems that use computer fans and LED lighting is 12 volt. And all of the RV electric 12 volt is actually 13.8 volt, which is monitored by this panel. The other monitor I have built in here is strictly for the air conditioning system so I can measure exactly how much power the air conditioning system is consuming. From this point on down, all the rest of the panels are breaker panels for 13.8 volt, 12 volt, and another one for 12 volt, and then here is our 120 volt AC panel. And at the very bottom here is the AC distribution panel for the neutrals and the ground wires. Because I expected to wire things iteratively and add things periodically, I wanted to make it easy to access the wires. And so what I did is this entire bottom panel tilts out and all the wire access goes in through the back of it. So all the wiring inside the cabinet can just be a little bit longer, and I can get in here to route wiring because it's fairly involved and it's a very small space. It's only 6 inches wide. So that's the plan, and you can see here there's already some wire here ready to be connected to the terminating switches panel on it, but the back panel is built to the front panel, so when I dismount the front panel, the whole thing comes out, giving me access to the back of the wire chase. Today's project is working on the false ceiling that goes in the camper. This ceiling consists of several different functional parts. This is the ceiling portion of it that I'm removing right now, and so this ceiling runs from the fan in the bunk all the way through the camper to the fan in the fan and the ceiling fan in the dinette area, all the way to the back wall over here. The purpose of all of this, the outside of this is an air duct. I want to be able to create a air circulation in the camper because the air conditioner in the camper will sit right here on the back wall. I want to be able to make sure that I can cause a circulation to occur in the camper that would draw cool air to the bunk area. And so this is going to have 2 ducted fans right in the back here that we're going to draw air from the bunk down these 2 side channels and exhaust it right over the air conditioner so that it can be processed through the air conditioner. The other part of the thing that this panel does is it holds the ceiling light fixtures, so there will be a light fixture here, there'll be a light fixture here and here, there'll be one here, there'll be one here, and there'll be another one here in this assembly. So there's a bunch of wiring that's going to run through here to support the wiring for the front and the rear ceiling fans are going to be routed through here, as well as the lighting for the wiring for the lights will be routed through here. The wiring for the rest of the camper will also be routed through here. There's going to be a trough on either side, on the outsides of this thing that allow the ceiling wire to be routed without being visible.
So this is our false ceiling across the top of the camper. We'll have our lights and fans, basically from the dinette all the way up to the hatch and the bunk. And we're going to put this nice fabric on there with some adhesive, and we'll see how it works out. Remember that uninstalled hatch just a few minutes ago? Here's the frame now getting installed. Okay, we are going to enter this messy looking bunk to test out the hatch. Okay, we're sitting in the bunk, laying down as if we're out camping, which we're not. And we're opening our big hatch. So we're going to put our little imagination caps on and pretend we're staring at stars instead of the inside of the shop, which is where we've been trapped for weeks. That's very nice, babe. It's kind of noisy.
It doesn't move very often.
What do you mean? It's going to move every night. This is one big porch exit, 2.5 by 5 feet. Thank you for checking out our camper build progress. We enjoy sharing our project and providing inspiration for yours. If you are a fellow do-it-yourselfer, like this video and follow our progress by subscribing. We hope to see you out on the road, and good luck with your own working and exploring. You can go down that way. There, yay!